Good evening. I'm Harry Keeling, and on behalf of Alaska Public Media and the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation, welcome to Hangar Flying. Our guest, Ron Gould, is an air traffic control supervisor at Merrill Field here in Anchorage. He's originally from Houston, Texas, and attended Baylor University. He joined the FAA in 2008 and came to the tower at Anchorage International in 2010. In 2015, he was transferred to Merrill Field, where he is now a frontline manager. Interestingly, he's married to a controller who is at Anchorage International. Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you.
Tonight, I'd like to discuss what is known as Part 93 airspace. Can you give our viewers, some of our viewers are very familiar with it, some of it people would have no idea because it's a statewide program, but give a really broad overview of what Part 93 airspace is and why we have it.
Part 93 airspace is a special use airspace across the nation, and they vary in uses. The one that we have is to protect the ILS, the aircraft, into Elmendorf, runway 6.
Okay, so what we're talking about is a number of different airfields with control towers that are trying to keep people apart, right?
Yes.
Okay, and so the ILS that goes into the east-west runway at Elmendorf.
It cuts through Merrill's airspace, Lake Hood's airspace, and Anchorage International's airspace.
Okay, so this is a method of deconflicting those different traffics procedurally. Is that the right way to say it?
Affirmative, yep.
Okay. And one of the things that I have heard, well, let me back up. So from a pilot standpoint, you know, we've got the procedures. They are in the supplement, and they are there. They are not optional. They are not, well, kind of get close. Those altitudes and those points on the ground are very important, and I want to stress that to the pilots out there, because if you don't adhere to them, you guys don't know where people are, and you can create a very unsafe situation. Having said that, a lot of times people will come in, including myself, and might prefer to not have to fly the particular altitude that is depicted. And so I might ask you for a Part 93 deviation, generally to the altitude. A lot of times, like in the wintertime, I don't particularly like flying over the water at 600 feet.
Understandable.
Right. But talk a little bit about, there's some discussion out there about Part 93 deviations are going away, point blank. Talk a little bit about that.
Okay, well, the Part 93 deviations are not going away. They're still in effect, they're still in use. The only thing that's changed is when the Part 93 is in use, we have what at the tower we call a red light, meaning we are not able to deviate that airspace. Before, we were able to request deviations around particular aircraft when the airspace was active, when the Part 93 was active. But now, whenever that airspace is active, we're no longer allowed to use deviations around that airspace in order to keep pilots more safe from wake turbulence and separated from aircraft on the final.
Okay, let me see if I can summarize that from a pilot standpoint.
Sure.
What I think you said was Part 93 is there. Part 93 deviations or approval of deviations may be less frequent because you've got a tighter consideration on when it's in effect. However, if a pilot would like a Part 93 deviation, taking off from Merrill or coming into Lake Hood or whatever it is, request it, but don't expect it, and the possibility exists that you may give them other options. Is that true?
Affirmative, yeah. What we'll do is well, it depends also. So the Part 93 might be in use one time the whole day for any given day, but then again, it may be in use 12 hours and the next day.
Okay.
You never know what the military is doing. It's mostly for military aircraft. When it's in use and we are unable to give a deviation, the pilot can come back and ask us for an alternative way to climb above, or sometimes we'll even offer. You know, they can expect a left 360 over downtown for altitude. There's the inlet departure we offer, the city high departure that we offer as well to help get them above.
Okay. So hopefully we have cleared up that rumor.
Yeah.
I think you've done a really good job of explaining the situation that we're in. So if a pilot would like to request a Part 93 deviation, he should do that, but he should never expect that it's going to be approved, and unless it's approved, he can't deviate from the published procedure. Is that a fair characterization?
Correct.
Excuse me. Okay, thank you for being on the program tonight. I want to get you on one more time to talk about CAR-T airspace.
Definitely.
Thank you for being on the program tonight.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed tonight's program, despite my coughing. Until next time, fly safe.